Ladies, friends, and gentlemen, Andy here. I coach men and women on living lives of abundance and joy. If they can all do it, you sure as hell can too. Speaking of coaching, you can see I'm wearing this nice, fancy, pretty little party hat because we're going to celebrate some pretty freaking amazing wins from one of my coaching clients. And I think this will really inspire a lot of you to be a lot more honest. And so this guy has been going out there approaching a lot of women a day. This will inspire you. He's been talking to like 30 women a day. And he was a little nervous to be really honest with them and tell them, like, I find you sexy or I find you hot. And for a lot of these approaches, he was playing it very safe and he was just having like a normal conversation and asking for their number, but like not making it super clear that he was into them, that he was attracted to them. And so we've gently guided him towards a lot more honesty. And we've taught him that you're allowed to just say, I find you sexy or can I kiss you? And that sort of shattered a limiting belief of his where he thought, I can't kiss a girl within, 30 seconds of meeting her. And we were like, well, why not? Why don't you just ask some of these women? Some of them will kiss you. These are women he's approaching during the daytime on the street. And he's already kissed a bunch of women in the last couple of weeks because guess what? If you ask enough people, can I kiss you? Some of them will say, yeah. You can say to enough people, can I sleep with you? Or do you want to sleep with me? And some of them will say, yeah. So he's been embracing this honesty, doing a beautiful job. And this is a post that he made recently, which I have his permission to share. Another honest as hell day. I like honesty. Yeah, most people do. It's just that most people are a little bit afraid to be honest. A lot of you are really afraid to tell a woman that you find her sexy, or to say, can I kiss you? Or to say, do you want to come back to my place because I want to have sex with you? You're so terrified to be that honest, and that's okay. I used to be that terrified too. One thing I particularly like is that being sexually honest was what I wasn't good at before. Specifically last summer with my ex, I feel like I'm getting to the meat and potatoes now, and that's what honesty is. That's why a lot of you are here. You want to be able to just tell the goddamn truth, and if you find someone attractive, you want to be able to frickin' say that, and you can. So it goes on to say one thing that it's interesting is how easy it is to go into just chatting with girls instead of actually getting to the point. And what he means by that is like kind of procrastinating and just getting into a general chit chat that you don't really care about. So I basically started being honest as fuck in all of the chats. And chat is way easier. I like it. It's also so much more fun to then chat about museums. Sorry. It's also so much more fun than to chat about museums and food or whatever. So what he means there is being honest and upfront and just saying, I find you sexy. I want to kiss you. I'm into you. Do you want to go on a date with me? Is way more fun than saying like, what do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies? And there's nothing wrong with small talk, but it is kind of dancing around the actual thing that you want, which is, I want to date you, or I want to have sex with you, or I'd like to see if we have chemistry. So we often make small talk because we're nervous to say what we actually want to say. So I say, skip all that bullshit. Jump into what you want to actually say, which is, I find you cute. I find you attractive. Do you want to go on a date with me? So he says, both of the girls I'm chatting with seem to love it. Interesting stuff. He goes on to say, I read the honesty articles in Andy's website, and I've written a lot of articles about honesty. This time they hit a lot deeper that I almost cried in a busy street. Good stuff. Yeah, a lot of coaching is bringing up a lot of, and when he says crying, he means in a beautiful way. Like this guy actually is pretty good at letting go of his emotions. And he's had many days where it's like, bro, I just cried with gratitude today. I was so unbelievably happy. I was so grateful. I just started crying with happiness. So that's a big part of the coaching, obviously. He goes on to say, I did a bunch of honest approaches. I did 17. And what's funny is this was a slow day for him. Like 17 approaches is like not that much for this guy. He's just been absolutely crushing it. Since he came to the coaching, just like everything we've told him, he goes out and does it. Everything we suggest to him, he just like runs headfirst into it. Even if he's terrified, there are so many times he's been utterly terrified. You might not be able to tell it from these posts, but he was so fucking scared to tell women, I find you cute and I find you sexy. He's been so terrified to be this honest and to say to women, can I kiss you? That was like his big fear. But yeah, you probably can't tell it from these posts because he just does a hell of a lot, man. So he says, I told all these girls that they're sexy and something more. Here are the memorable ones from today. And this is just from one day. This super cute girl. I told her that I'm working on my honesty. Beautiful. We encouraged him to do that. And I told her I was nervous to approach. Good. That's what we said to him to do. And that's what I say to all of you. If you're nervous, why don't you just say that? Why don't you just say like, yo, I'm nervous, but you're cute and I wanted to come say hi. It sets you at ease. It will set her at ease because a lot of the time she's nervous too. You're a stranger that just came up to approach her. So why not tell the truth and be like, I'm nervous. how do you feel? Are you nervous? And she'll be like, a little bit. And you're like, cool, let's be nervous together. So it goes on to say, then I asked her how honest I can be with her. Because okay, so that's from one of my other coaches, one of the coaches in the program, Taylor, who, this client basically said, how honest can I be with women? And Taylor said, why don't you just ask them? Like, why don't you just literally say to the women, how honest can I be with you? And so he did that, like I said, he's been doing a really good job of doing everything we suggest to him. So I asked her how honest I can be with her. She said, honest. I told her that she is sexy as hell. She loved it. Yeah, no fucking shit, because people like honesty. We talked a bit more about what she's doing. I told her I want to go out with her. She told me that when she's back from Ibiza, she loved the honesty. Then I asked to kiss her, and she said not yet. Yeah, this is what I keep saying to all of you. A lot of you are really terrified of like, what if I make a move and she rejects me? If you're not sure if you can make a move, if you're not sure like how they feel, just say like, can I kiss you? Would you like to have sex with me? Do you want to go back to my place and fool around? The worst that ever happens is someone just says, no, thank you. Or in this case, like, not yet. And then you go, okay, cool. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep talking? Do you want to hang out? Can I get your phone number? Like, what do you want? And then they'll tell you what they want. And then you're like, sweet, that suits me. That's what I want. Awesome. We'll grab each other's numbers. We'll go on a date. Or we won't. You go your way. I'll go my way. It was really nice meeting you. I hope you have a great day. Like, nothing bad happens. But I think we can get so caught up in like rejection and fear and like the terror of like, what if I kiss her and she doesn't want it? What if I say, can I kiss you? And then she attacks me. She won't. She'll just say, no, thank you, or no, or it's too soon, or I'm not interested, or I have a boyfriend, or anything like that. He goes on to say these two girls, as in like two girls that he approached, which is another thing that he couldn't do before the coaching. He used to be so terrified of walking up to groups of girls or pairs of girls. And we've taught him, bro, nothing bad happens if there's a pair of girls. Just go say hi to both of them, or pick one of them and just say hi to her and kind of like politely acknowledge the other one, but just focus on the main person that you're interested in. So yeah, it's funny how he's really good at this now. And this was one of his biggest fears. It took like maybe 2 weeks to move past that fear. And now he just talks to pairs of girls all the time like it's nothing. So those two girls that were just fit as fuck. I liked one of them more. Now when I think about it, I could have just been more honest and just told them this. Cool. So I told the girl that she's sexy as hell and I wanted to bring her out for a date. Brilliant. Beautiful. Look at that honesty. She wasn't sure, but she grabbed my number. Yeah, like that's what happens sometimes. Someone isn't sure, so you swap details, or you don't, or they're not sure. Like, nothing bad happens, guys. I know there's like big fears of rejection. Like, what if they yell at me because I told them that they're sexy? It's like, then they will yell at you and you walk away. Like, it doesn't really happen much anyway, but you'll just leave. As long as you're being polite and nice, then I promise nothing bad will happen. So she wasn't sure, but she grabbed my number. Then I asked to kiss her. She told me only on the cheeks. Isn't that adorable? I told her, cool, we can do the Spanish kiss, which is, yeah, where you kiss someone on the cheek. We did. I liked kissing her. Isn't that fucking adorable? Isn't this guy just like fucking cute? Isn't he like the sweetest dude? I love this guy so much, in case you can't fucking tell. He's such a like fun client to work with. I love all my clients, but like, yeah. So it goes on to say, this girl that had this, I want to bang me walk, or I guess he means like, do you want to bang me walk? At least this is what I told myself. She was walking in those pants and had amazing legs. So I ran up to her. I was nervous and I told her this. Fucking brilliant. Yes. Like, so many of you are so terrified to talk to women because you're afraid of like being found out as inexperienced, or like, what if she finds out I don't know what I'm doing? Why don't you just walk up to her and be like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but like, you're pretty. Hi. Put your hand out, shake her hand, be like, hi, I'm Andy, or whatever your name is. I don't know what to talk about, but like, what do you want to talk about? Like, you don't have to be good at this shit, guys. Just go and talk to that fucking girl. I promise you they're nicer than you think. So he told her that he's nervous. She had a boyfriend. Then I asked her how honest she wants me to be with her. She said 10 out of 10. How many fucking times do I say in content that people want honesty? Women are crying out for honesty. Men are too. But women are just crying out for guys to just tell them the truth. If you're interested in them sexually, just say that. So if she's interested in you sexually, you guys can figure out what to do about that. Or if she's not into you sexually, she can tell you, I'm not interested. And you go, cool, great. Now we get to both save time. I hope you have a beautiful night. It was nice meeting you, or a beautiful day. Go do your thing. I'll go do my thing. Thanks for meeting me. So, he asked her, how honest do you want me to be? She said 10 out of 10. I told her she is sexy as hell, and I love how she fits in those pants. She told me I made her night. How many times do I say this, guys? If you can just be honest and say like, holy crap, woman, like I find you so sexy, even if she has a boyfriend. Do you know how nice it is to hear a compliment like that? Like, stop and think for a second. Let me make myself big. Here we go. Full screen, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, could you imagine if a woman came up to you and she said to you, "Can I be honest with you?" And you were like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And she's like, "I find you so sexy." How would that feel for you? Would that feel nice? Like, would that feel pretty fucking good? And I'm telling you, the vast majority of women, or at least, yeah, let's just say the vast majority of women, love hearing stuff like that. Again, especially if you're polite and respectful. And if she says, "I have a boyfriend," you're like, "That's cool. You're super sexy. I hope you and your boyfriend have a lot of fun together. I hope you guys are happy. It was nice to meet you." Like, as long as you respect the boundaries and say, like, "Yeah, that's cool. Like, have a nice night. It was nice to talk to you." Do you know how much people fucking love being complimented, being desired, being told that they're sexy? It's such a nice thing to tell someone, or "you're cute," or "you're pretty," or "you're attractive," or "you're interesting," or "I love your outfit." Like, these are nice things to say. And so if you're just speaking your truth, "I find you sexy." Speak that truth, guys, and you'll find that a lot of women freaking love that. And for any of you women listening, if you find a guy sexy, like, we would love to hear that. It doesn't really happen very often, but I promise you, we would freaking hold on to that compliment forever if you call us sexy or pretty, or maybe don't call us pretty, but like handsome, attractive, whatever. Just give us a compliment. Guys, go out there and give some girls some compliments too. And yeah, especially, this last bit. She told me I made her night. Yeah, I've said this a million times. If you hit on someone, you're doing something beautiful for them. Now, not everyone is going to see it like that. Some people are just like, "Oh, go away, like, stop talking to me." They won't say that, but like, that will be their mindset. But that's like 1 in 50 people. What you'll find is like 40 out of those 50 people are like, "Thank you, that's really nice of you." A few of them will just say, "I'm not interested," but most of them will be really grateful. And so you make people's night when you can be this honest. You're giving them compliments, for God's sakes. Who doesn't want a compliment? There are some people that don't want a compliment, but most people want a compliment. So he goes on to say this girl from Chile, although I believe it is pronounced Chile. And also, that is not how you spell Chile, but whatever. So this girl from, he literally wrote Chile, like the fucking pepper that you eat. She had a boyfriend too. I was just as honest as fuck with her. I told her I wanted to kiss her. She was like, no. She loved every second of me being honest with her. She laughed so much. I loved it so much. At some point, I told her how confused I am, as I really want to kiss her, but she has a boyfriend and I don't know what to do. She loved it. And then I kind of dipped afterwards. So I say this a lot. Like, if someone has a boyfriend, just say like, "Hey, beautiful, namaste." But she's obviously having fun. He's obviously having fun. And this is how it often goes. Like, if you guys would just give yourself permission to be more honest and just speak your truth a little bit more about how you feel about other people, or if you're attracted to them, you'll find that 9 times out of 10, it goes like this. It's really beautiful. Someone will say, "I have a boyfriend, but thank you. Like, you've made me happy. You've made my night. This is a beautiful compliment you've given me." He goes on to say, "Finally, this girl from Denmark, I approached her. I told her I was working on my honesty. She liked it." Yeah, most people like to hear that you're working on honesty, and they will help you with that. I told her everything, I told her she's sexy as hell. I told her everything, basically. I told her I was overthinking approaching her, and I hesitated. Yeah, do you know how many times I've walked up to a woman and be like, "Hey, I'll be honest with you. Like, you're so cute. I wanted to come say hi." I was like standing over there for like 10 minutes trying to work up the courage to come talk to you. Most people are fucking flattered when you say that. Like, a lot of you guys think that that will just make you weak or something. Like, you're not charismatic. You're not some alpha male because you couldn't just charge up there and be like, "What up, bitch? You're hot. Fucking go out with me." Like, you think it makes you weak if you had to stand there for 10 minutes working up the courage? No, most people are flattered. They're like, "Wow, really? You stood there for 10 minutes trying to work up the courage to approach me? That's really sweet. Like, thank you for coming and saying hi." Again, flip the genders. Guys, imagine if a girl came up to you and was like, "I was stood there for 10 minutes trying to work up the courage to come say hi." You'd be like, "Oh my God, you're the sweetest little thing ever." So he goes on to say, "I told her I was overthinking approaching her and I hesitated, but I kept looking at her ass to draw courage as she had a really nice ass." She she said she works on it, and then she kind of showed me her ass. What the fuck? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Yeah, this is the stuff that happens when you're honest. You'll say to someone, "Hey, look, can I be honest with you?" And they say, "Yeah." And you go, "You have a really great ass." And they'll go, "Thank you. I've been going to the gym for the last like 3 years trying to build it. Like, thank you for noticing." For you girls out there, if you say to a guy, "Hey, can I be honest with you?" And he's like, "Sure." If you're like, "You have an incredible body." Do you know how fucking nice that is for that guy to hear? Like, I give dudes compliments in the gym. I'm like, "Bro, fucking muscles, dude, like gun show." And he's like, "Yeah, bro, thanks, bro." Or if I see some guy with like a sick beard or something that is grown out, I'm like, "Bro, that beard is fucking sick, man. How long did that take you to grow?" And he's like, "Oh, thanks, bro. Like, I've been growing up for like people like compliments." You see some girl with a nice pair of shoes or something or a nice dress, just be like, "Wow, outfit on point today, girl. Like, you look great." People like compliments. And I think often we're so afraid of like, I don't know, being seen as weak or like I can't compliment people too much or like what if they get the wrong idea or like just be fucking free with your compliments, man. The worst that happens is someone takes it in the wrong way. Great. Then they leave, you leave, and you feel awkward for a bit, and then you go compliment the next person. Like 9 out of 10 people will appreciate your compliments, and yes, 1 out of 10 won't. They're having a bad day, or they're just antisocial, or they're socially awkward and they don't know how to reply to you, or they have a boyfriend, or whatever. But that 1 in 10 doesn't have to spoil the 9 out of 10. Like most people will appreciate your compliments. So yeah, I love that he was just honest. She says she works on it, kind of showed me her ass what the fuck. I told her I would love her to help me with my sexual bucket list. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet? Can't you just imagine my coaching client be like, hey girl, like, would you, like, I'm trying to work on my sexual bucket list. Do you think you could help me with that? And she'd be like, oh, sure. You know, he goes on to say, we talked about it. And she loved the honesty. Yeah, this is how this shit goes, you guys. Like, you think you have to be some smooth, like, fucking pickup artist or some shit. And you have to, like, smoothly change the conversation to sex. No, just be autistic like this client of mine. Just be like, hey, I'd love it if you help me with my sexual bucket list. Or, yo, do you want to go on a date and see if we want to have sex with each other? Like, you can just literally be that fucking autistic. That's all I ever do. Like, on dates and shit, especially, I'm just like, so, like, what sex stuff have you tried? And usually people are a little bit nervous, and sometimes they're like, whoa, like, that's a very blunt question. I'm like, yeah, you don't have to answer it, but, like, do you want to talk about sex? And every single person I say that to is like, yeah, I do want to talk about sex. Yeah, we can talk about it. I guess it's just not something that most people just ask me, do you want to talk about sex? But it's like, why not? What other shit are we going to talk about? Like money, business, fucking talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. Now I want to talk about sex. So yeah, I promise you guys can talk about this stuff whenever you want. And if someone doesn't want to talk about it with you, they'll just tell you and you go, cool, let's talk about something else. So she loved the honesty. We exchanged contact information as she was going to see her twin sister. She said, we can meet afterwards. Wow. I asked to kiss her. She wasn't ready. Then I kind of did the Spanish kiss. Yeah, this is the worst that ever happened. Someone's just like, no, you can't kiss me now, or I'm not ready. But lots of people will kiss you. And I've had so many coaching clients, by the way. I think you guys know this. You've probably seen the testimonials and shit from guys that just do this enough. And eventually you meet the person who's like, sure, you can kiss me. And you're like, what the fuck? Am I allowed to kiss someone within 30 seconds of meeting them? Yeah, you just have to ask. And most people will say no within a minute or two of meeting them. Like most people won't be up for that. But plenty of people will, especially if you're out in bars or clubs or something when people are a little bit more free, I guess, and like liberated, you know, the liberation due to alcohol. And if you just say to enough people, can I kiss you? Some of them will be like, yeah. Like that's all I do on dates, by the way. I'm just like, you're so pretty. Can I kiss you? Like whenever the fuck I feel like it. If I feel like it immediately, sometimes I'm just like, you're so pretty. Can I kiss you? And some people say yes. A lot of people say maybe not now, or if they're hesitant and nervous, then I'm just like, that's okay. Like we don't have to kiss, like no pressure. And then they go, okay. And then we hang out and talk. And then I ask them again. And yeah, we kiss at some point. So goes on to say, I met a girl from Bulgaria. I was honest with her and she was so shocked when I told her that she is sexy. She was a typical Bulgarian girl. I guess that means maybe a bit more conservative. I got her phone number. Yeah, people like fucking compliments. Who would have thought? So beautiful stuff. And then he goes on to talk, this stuff is a little bit more about socializing. But maybe before we move on to that, I really want you all to like take in everything that I've said here. And this guy isn't special. He's just a fucking dude who's just followed the instructions that we've given him. You know, we've said, go tell girls that you find them sexy. Like, go tell the truth. If you find them sexy, just say that. If you find her cute, say, I find you cute. If you think she's really pretty, say, I think you're really pretty. If you love her outfit, say, I love your outfit. Just go tell the truth to women. Whatever is in your heart when you're talking to this woman or when you see her, go tell her that. And she'll be able to tell that you're speaking from the heart, that you're not using some pickup line, like, which he's clearly not, because he's walking up and going, hey, I'm kind of nervous, but I wanted to come say hi. Do you know how much that sets women at ease as well? Like, again, women are really intimidated, a lot of them. When you approach them, you're a fucking stranger, and most of you are big fucking men that are bigger than most women. Most women will be a little bit nervous when you hit on them. So you do them a goddamn favor if you walk over and say, hey, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous, but like, you're pretty. I wanted to come say hi. Most of them are like, wow, what a down-to-earth, nice fucking gentleman. And then if you're like, you're really sexy, by the way, can I be honest with you and tell you that? And she's like, holy fuck, who is this autistically honest guy? Because every other guy just pretends he's not into me and then tries to like sneak his way into my pants. And then I have to play this bullshit game of trying to figure out, does he like me? Does he not? What are his intentions? Does he want to fuck me? Does he want to date me? Does he want something long term? Is he going to sleep with me once and leave? Is he a fuck boy? Like, I have to play this stupid game of guessing. And you're the first person who came up to me and was just honest and said, I find you sexy. I'd love to take you out for a drink, see if we like each other, make out, whatever we want to do. And she's like, wow, where the fuck have you been all my life, Romeo? You are the first person who's honest. And if she's not interested, you notice in these stories, how many of these girls have boyfriends and they're not interested, but they're still loving it. They're having a great time because he's honest. And now she can be honest back and say, hey, I have a boyfriend. Instead of what a lot of guys do when they approach a woman, I would say most guys do this when they approach a woman. They will walk up and they will play it safe and pretend they're not really hitting on her. They'll ask bullshit questions about the weather or do you know directions to this place, or they'll just start talking to her and just talk about whatever they're doing at that point. And they won't be honest and direct. They will eventually, but a lot of the time they'll take 5 minutes or 10 minutes before they finally say, anyway, I'd love to grab a drink with you sometime. Can I get your number? And she's like, I have a boyfriend. And he's like, okay. And it's like, you've just wasted her time and your time. Yeah, you had a good conversation. It's not a complete waste, but you get the point. Imogen has been hit on so many times by guys who will just have a fucking 10-minute conversation with her. And she's told me every time, she's like, I wish they would just hit on me because then I could say I have a boyfriend. But I don't want to be rude. And if he's just coming up to me and talking about the grocery aisle that we're standing in or the bus stop that we're waiting at, it would be rude of me to be like, excuse me, sir, I have a boyfriend. And he would be like, I didn't fucking hit on you. I was just asking you about the celery or the groceries or the bell peppers or whatever. And so she, to be polite, sits there and just like, what are you going to do? Just randomly say to someone, I have a boyfriend. And he's going to be like, well, fuck you. I wasn't hitting on you, bitch. Like, stock up, bitch. Like, that happens. Imogen has had that happen to her. Lots of girls will tell you that the same thing has happened. And so they put up with these conversations. And so do you know how many women will tell you if you ask them, I wish men would just be more honest with me. If they want to fuck me, I wish they would tell me that so I can say no thank you. If they just see me as a sexual object, I wish they'd tell me that so I could say no. Or if they want to go on a date with me, I wish they'd tell me that. If they want a long-term relationship, I wish they'd tell me that. If they want something casual, I wish they'd tell me that. If they want me to have a threesome with them and their girlfriend, I wish they would tell me that. And then I can either say yes or no. Guys, a lot of you, and I used to do the same thing, have been treating women like infants, like children. Like, you're too afraid to just use your words and treat them like an adult. Adults deserve to hear the truth, so then they can make a decision as to yes or no. And if you walk up and play it safe, you're basically wasting her time and wasting your time. And yeah, you get a nice conversation out of it, so it's not a waste, but you would save yourself and her a lot more time if you would just state your needs explicitly, and you can be polite about them. My client is very polite. You respect people's boundaries and all of that, but just tell the fucking truth. You want to sleep with someone, just say, I want to sleep with you. Do you want that? Like, what would you like? I feel like I'm very attracted to you. I'd love to, see if there's chemistry and see if we want to sleep together. Like, what do you want? Is that something you're open to? Is it not something you're interested in? Is it a maybe? Like, how do you feel? And you just talk about it. So, yeah, no pickup lines, none of that game. And then he goes on to talk about some friends he made because we've been encouraging him to be social as well, which is something that happens a lot in the coaching. People end up being more social. So he goes on to say, anyway, I met twice those 20-year-olds that do approaches. They just try to get you to sign up for something and donate. So, the random guys that come up to you and say like, hey, will you sign up for this charity? We talked a bit about approaching, and they have really good energy and are pretty cool. There is one guy that I think is pretty cool, and one girl that's also cool, and two other guys and girls. I like them. They saw me getting blown out by some girl, and then we talked some more about clubs and whatnot. Cool guys, I will see them again. It was late in the evening, and I look at three girls who are having fun walking with wine. I was thinking of approaching them, but not really feeling it. As I looked, some guys started talking to me. I was like, let's approach. They said we already did that, and the girls were going to some private party. And I liked those guys. It's funny how when you start approaching, like when you go out to approach women, you'll often meet men. Like, I can't tell you how many random fucking strangers, like men, I made friends with by just going out and approaching. Like, literally, you go talk to enough girls and guys will see you doing it and they'll be like, bro, did you just talk to that girl? And you're like, yeah, man. And they're like, holy shit, dude, how'd you do that? Can you teach me? Like, I taught so many people before I had a coaching, like before any of that, I was just some dude going out and talking to girls. I taught probably like 5 or 6 other guys how to talk to girls because they just saw me doing it. I even did it with one of my best friends, got him to talk to like 200 or 300 women. And so if people see you doing it, lots of guys will want to be your friends. So funnily enough, this is a very like decent social thing as well. So he goes on to say, I feel like those two guys with some opportunities to make friends. Next time I want to try that too. Yeah, this kind of happens in the coaching program. Like people just end up making friends, or they'll go out to a bar at night or something and they'll just go talk to everybody, which is what I recommend. Just go to a bar, go to a club and just talk to people and you'll make friends and have some beautiful experiences. So yeah, he did a good job. I might take this hat off now, right at the end of the video. This is digging into my head. But yeah, how freaking beautiful is that? Look at the beautiful things that happen when we can just be honest and say, I find you sexy. Yo, can I be honest with you? And she's like, yeah, I want you to be 10 out of 10 honest with me. Girl, you have like the hottest butt ever. Like, oh my God, those pants. And she's like, yeah, no shit. Like, thank you. I bought these pants because I want to look sexy. You think she just accidentally ended up in sexy pants? You think she accidentally just put makeup on? No. She's trying to look nice. And so if you walk up and say, you look nice, damn girl, like you look way nicer than nice. I can't believe how fucking nice you look. So many women, not all of them, but the vast majority of them will be like, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Because by the way, lots of their female friends notice. Other women notice. Women compliment women all the time. They're like, girl, you look great in those pants. Damn, girl, look at your butt. You can be that guy. Damn, girl, look at your butt. She's like, thank you. So beautiful stuff. And he's not courageous. He's not like, he obviously has courage, but he's not like some fucking courageous warrior. He's a dude that was really terrified. We just guided him and pushed him and said, you can do this, and gave him pep talks and coaching and all of that. And look at all the stuff he's doing. So obviously, if any of you want to do the same thing, I'm right here. I will coach you. And now is the most perfect time because I believe it is 24 days. Yeah, I just looked. So for the next 24 days, if you sign up, you will get $2,000 off the price of the coaching and an extra 4 weeks when you sign up. We have payment plans. I'm happy to jump on a free call and talk through any of this stuff. I can tell you how this guy did all of this and how we coached him, and then how we can do the same for you. You can ask me any questions, and then I'll just gently ask you, would you like to sign up for the coaching program? So if that appeals to you, I will leave a link in the description below. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go out there, crush those goals, be more honest, and beautiful things will happen. And like I said, if you want my help with that, I am right here. Join the coaching. God damn it, I'm losing my fucking voice. I have done so many voice messages today for clients and shit, but join the coaching program. I will change your life. I'm going to lay on the couch because I am fucking tired, but you're all doing a beautiful job. I don't have much more to say than that.